Hi Lewy lookers, so today I'm doing a basic foundation look video. I'm just showing you really simple foundation application, prepping and priming before it, the importance of all of that. And I'm just finishing obviously the look off with some blusher, some lips, some eyes, and just mascara and brows. This is a kind of look that you would want if you're going for lunch with the girls, or just a breakfast meeting, something super easy that doesn't take too much of your time. Really requires very little skill. The most important focus is just making sure that your skin is well moisturized and hydrated, that it is cleansed before, that you're priming it, that you're setting it. And I'm including a couple of little tips about where to apply powder and whatnot, so keep looking if you want to see about basic foundation application. I've chosen not to go into too much detail with this video about contouring. I think that that's a separate topic. So really just a super easy video on applying foundation and getting a nice natural day look. So hopefully to follow will be something focused on eyes, or if you've got some ideas of what you'd like to see, let me know. Otherwise, stick around to see what else there is. But for now, enjoy the foundation video. Cool, bye. So I'm going to walk you through a basic foundation routine for today. It's going to be the kind of look that I would do if I was just going out to meet somebody for lunch, or really casual, super light makeup, really easy to do, and take you through all my my prep steps so you can see why it lasts so long. Some important things to remember is that you've got to choose a foundation that is suitable to your skin tone, something that's going to complement you. The most important thing about foundation is you're trying to wear something that will essentially make you look like you're not wearing foundation, so that evens out your skin tone, something that helps to just make you look completely flawless but also natural. So it's taking what you've got and just balancing it out, and you don't want it to be too obvious. So step by step, what I start with is always making sure that my face is clean. If you haven't come out of the shower or whatever, then just use a wipe just to make sure that it's nice and clean. After I've cleansed my face and applied moisturizer, this is the part where if you don't have an SPF inside your foundation, apply an SPF now and let that dry. And then once you're done with all of that, I like to just add this charged water by MAC. It's not necessary, but it's a really good one, especially for summer. It just gives your skin this extra boost of moisture, which is so important, and obviously it just feels really refreshing. It just makes your skin feel really good. So I'm going to go ahead and spray that on now. So now that the skin feels really nice and soft and moisturized, I'm going to prepare my skin with a primer. So in the day especially, I want to use something that's going to be quite mattifying, because I don't want to spend the whole day sweating and then I start getting oily. So I use a really awesome primer by MAC. It is called the Natural Radiance Base Lumiere. This particular one is the yellow lid, and that's really good for mattifying. So I'm just going to take 2 swishes of that and apply it onto my whole face. Awesome, so once your primer has sunk in, you're going to start by applying your foundation. So I'm going to be going ahead with this BB cream by MAC and putting a little bit on my hand. And I'm going to start off by applying with a brush so I get a really nice even distribution of the product. And then once I'm done with that, I'll then take a sponge and just blend it out to make sure that there's no lines from the brush. So starting from my nose and my T-zone and working my way out into my hairline, let's go. It's really important, as you can see, to go down into the neckline. You never ever want to have that solid line around your face, so make sure you really blend it beautifully down into your neckline. And that's why the brush is also quite good, because it blends it without it being too solid. You'll notice I'm going into my ears. I always do that when I've got a little bit of product on the brush, not when I've got most product, because I like to just obviously make everything look as even as possible. You don't have to worry, it's not like you're putting a mountain of product onto your ears. So as you can see, it's just taken what I had before and kind of evened it out and given it a really beautiful smooth look. I don't look like I've got too much foundation, and I feel quite confident in my skin now. So at this point you can go over a couple of your blemishes that are sticking out with your concealer. I like to apply my concealer after my foundation. I find that if I apply it before, the moment I apply the foundation, it just wipes away the concealer. So get a nice foundation and then apply your concealer. I'm using the Almay Ageless Essentials Concealer. I really like the consistency of this wand. I've found a color that matches my tone, and I find that it lasts and it doesn't go into the creases too badly. So so find a concealer you really like. And then under the eyes, on any spots you have. I always go under my nose. And then I'm going to take my sponge, my beauty blender, and just blend that concealer in. So I really like these beauty blenders because, as you can see, it's got the pointed tip and the thicker end over here. So what's nice about this part is that you can really get into the corners of the eyes, into those soft little areas, obviously around the corners of your nose, into the corners of your eyes, and then into these spots. And if you want like a bigger sort of blend, then you just take that side. These blenders are a definite must. I wouldn't even like walk past them in the aisle. I would definitely at least own one. So there we go. And then if you want, and if you notice you've got any lines anywhere, which I don't, but anyway, you can just take your blender and just make sure that everything is nice and smooshed together. Make sure you don't have any creases on your eyelids. And I'm pretty happy with the foundation that I've done. Cool, so once you've done your foundation, you're going to set it, and you're going to set it with a fixing powder. So this is by Laura Mercier. It's really, really pretty. It's quite translucent. It's got a little bit of a shimmer in it, which I like for summer because it just gives you a nice glow. So obviously if you've got overly oily skin, then you want to try and mattify as much as you can, but just try not to get carried away. You don't want to look like you've been caked on. It is actually okay to look a little bit shiny. Maybe shiny is not the right word, but you want to look glowy. You want to look like you're full of life and that you haven't got this, like, two-dimensional face. So what I like to do with my fixing powder is only apply to specific areas where I know that I might have excessive oil because of sweat and whatever. But yeah, I try not to do an entire face full of powder. So as you'll see, I'm going to put some powder specifically on my T-zone. So a little bit over there to mattify that. I'm going to apply a little bit more on my nose. And it's not just about brushing, I also like to press it in. And a little bit on my chin. Awesome. So that is the basic foundation. I'm going to finish it off for you now with a little bit of blush and highlighter. And I will put a slick of mascara on just to show you, yeah, very basic kind of get out the house kind of look. So on the blush side, I'm really enjoying this one by MAC. It is a Hush Tone Extra Dimension blusher. Don't know if you can see, but it's got a really pretty vibe. So yeah, taking that, you're just going to sweep it onto the apples of your cheeks and then out. Don't go too low and obviously don't go too high. Don't go too much, rather put less product and just keep blending and working that so it looks like a natural flush. And then just for a little bit of a highlighter, something that's not too shiny, is I've got these Golden Luster Drops by MAC. I really, really like these as well. So as you can see, the product's coming out, I better apply quickly. Just put a little bit of that on my hand. I'm taking another brush, just dip that in and really kind of pat it in. You don't want it to be too hectic when you apply it, and you're just going to... So the reason why I'm using a liquid highlighter is because for a day I just want to look again like I'm super glowy, super healthy, have a bit of sun-kissed vibes. You can always apply a little bit of highlighter to your bow on your lip. You can see what effect that has, it's quite cool. And then a little bit on your chin. So basically you want the appearance of a beautiful glow, but you don't want the horrible oiliness. And then what I like to do is just take a little bit of the leftover product onto my finger and just dab it onto my eyes a little bit. Essentials for a very basic look, because you're not going to be doing much, you want to make sure obviously that your eyebrows are going to be well groomed and defined. So when it comes to my eyebrows, I always prep them by giving them a good brush up. Remember, you'll probably have a lot of product in them, so you want to make sure that you're brushing them, brushing out any dried product. you're going to try and find a colour that's quite close to yours and just start by filling those eyebrows in. I don't like using a pen, I prefer using a powder product, so I'm using the LA Girl Brow Kit. And what I'll do is I'll apply like a little bit of product and then take my brush again and brush through the eyebrow to disperse the product. And then once I've done that a couple of times, I'll decide whether I'm happy if I want it dark or not. So as you can see, as I start brushing, it already starts blending. It's really beautiful and carrying that product through the entire eyebrow and onto all the hairs. So as the day goes by, I tend to find that my eyebrows just like go wild. So it's really important for me to set them with a gel. Nothing fancy is necessary. I literally use this clear gel by Essence and does the job. Obviously, if you want to use something more pricey, that's completely up to you, but it's really not necessary for a gel for your eyebrows. So I just apply. Almost finished. Awesome, and then finishing my super quick, easy day look off, I just put a whole bunch of mascara on. So I like to curl my eyelashes, it just gives them a little bit of extra zhuzh. Today I'm going to use this awesome mascara by MAC. I really like this brush, I just find it so easy to apply. It's one of my favorites, to be honest with you. So I'm just going to go in and so I think I've proven my point that if you are going to go for a very basic look and you're going to do very natural, fresh foundation, it is really important to make sure that you've got a really good brow and a really good mascara application. So yeah, if you're going to go for a lunch or anything, you can obviously go for a very soft nude kind of look if that's more your vibe. Or if you want to have a lot of fun and just wake this look up, then do something totally fun and out there and apply like a bold color. So I'm going to do that today. So I've decided not to go too dark. I actually really like the fact that it's more of like a blushy color as opposed to this dark intense color, so I'm going to leave it at that. So just looking at the look and making a few final pointers, the most important things to remember, of course, is that you've got to prep and prime your face. It really assists with maintaining the look throughout the day. It gives your foundation a nice place to settle onto. It makes the look quite flawless and natural, and of course making sure that you're moisturized underneath it all is really, really important. Having the SPF is really, really important. Make sure you've got that underneath your foundation unless it's already in your foundation. And then if you just look, you can see like where I applied that highlight onto the cupid's bow of my lips. It really just makes it look super pretty.